കേരള രാഷ്ട്രീയത്തിലെ ഉജ്ജ്വല വ്യക്തിത്വമായിരുന്ന KR ഗൗരിയമ്മയ്ക്ക് ഉചിതമായ സ്മാരകം നിർമ്മിക്കുന്നതിന് 2 കോടി രൂപ വകയിരുത്തുന്നു. സർ, 6 പതിറ്റാണ്ടിലേറെ കാലം സംസ്ഥാന രാഷ്ട്രീയത്തിലും സാമൂഹ്യ രംഗത്തും നിറഞ്ഞു വന്ന R. ബാലകൃഷ്ണപിള്ളയ്ക്ക് കൊട്ടാരക്കരയിൽ സ്മാരകം നിർമ്മിക്കുന്നതിന് 2 കോടി രൂപ വകയിരുത്തുന്നു.
Namaste. What you just saw is a part of the budget speech delivered a few days ago by the newly appointed Finance Minister of Kerala, where he announced a budgetary allocation of 2 crore rupees each for construction of memorials for 2 Kerala politicians who died recently, KR Gauriamma and R. Balakrishna. What I want to talk to you today is not really the cost of these memorials. After all, 4 crores isn't really a big deal in a budget that proposes to spend more than 2 lakh crores. Anyway, Kerala government is neck deep already in debt burden. Actually no, it's now over the head at more than 3 lakh crores. What I really want to highlight is the hypocrisy of this action, or the utter lack of principles displayed by CPIM and the leftist ecosystem in this country on a matter like this. I am Madhavan and this is a letter from the basement. Before we get into discussion on today's topic, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please click the subscribe button and the bell button. It means a lot. The statue of Sardar Patel, which is in Kevadia, Gujarat, also called Statue of Unity, construction on that statue started in 2013 and was completed in 2018. Initially, there wasn't much attention to the statue from the leftists in our country. But once Narendra Modi became Prime Minister in 2014, it became the center of their hate, an eyesore for them, a symbol of Narendra Modi's ascension to power and the defeat of their ideology and the dynasty that nourished that ideology. So, since 2014, for every issue that has come up, they bring up the statue and its cost as a sort of criticism of Modi. For example, if a foreign NGO publishes a report about malnourishment among children in India, look, so many kids could have been fed with the 3,000 crores that was spent on this statue. Or if someone highlights that not many people in rural India have access to toilets. See, so many toilets could have been built with the money spent on this statue. If the army doesn't have proper equipment, or if there are not enough hospitals, or if the schools in our country are in bad condition, or if there aren't enough oxygen cylinders during a COVID wave, or if the pharma companies are not able to produce enough vaccines to vaccinate everybody. Statue is the reason for everything. It is as if all the problems that have existed in this country for the last 70 plus years wouldn't be there if only Modi hadn't commissioned this statue in 2013. Look, even I agree that building statues and memorials to dead politicians is not the best way to utilize our tax money. Anyway, as such, only about 5 to 10% of our country's population pays income tax. And after paying for all the freebies that our politicians dole out to buy votes in elections, there isn't much left anyway for roads or hospitals or schools or universities or police or army or many other such important things. Despite this, I disagree with the leftists in their criticism of Statue of Unity, primarily because I do not think their criticism comes from a place of compassion for fellow Indians. They do not think of Statue of Unity as a waste of money that could have been used for other better purposes, but they look at it merely as a tool to beat Modi with. Why do I say this? Because since our independence, Congress governments have spent tens of thousands of crores to build and maintain memorials to dead politicians. There are hundreds of acres of prime real estate in Delhi which cost crores, thousands of crores, and which have been blocked off to build memorials to these politicians. 44 acres for Mahatma Gandhi's Samadhi, 53 acres for Nehru's Samadhi, 45 acres for Indira Gandhi, 40 acres for Lal Bahadur Shastri, 15 acres for Rajiv Gandhi. In addition to these 15 acres in Delhi, Rajiv Gandhi has another memorial in Tamil Nadu at 13 crores in Sri Perumbudur, where he was murdered. And for all these years, there's been not a squeak from these leftists to criticize the wastage behind these memorials. They were probably not able to calculate the number of hospitals or schools or vaccines that could have been purchased with the money used for these memorials. Often you will notice on social media that leftists, especially those from Kerala, say things like, will the statues feed hungry or give medicines to the sick? Modi has built a statue that is useful only for birds to sit and shit on it. It's a different matter that Statue of Unity, within the first year of its inauguration, has generated more than 100 crores in direct revenue. Anyway, since that is not our topic of discussion today, I will not go into it. But these very same Malayali leftists have themselves become statues in response to the Kerala government's announcement of spending 4 crores of taxpayer money to build statues to dead politicians. That too, one of them is a person convicted in a corruption case. Do these leftists do not think that 4 crores can be used to feed kids or buy medicines? Or do they think that birds do not sit or defecate on statues built by communist governments? Now, coming to the people whose memorials the Kerala government is going to build, K.R. Gauriamma and Balakrishna Pilla. Gauriamma was a stalwart of communist politics in Kerala. She was a cabinet minister in the very first democratically elected communist government in 1957 and was in the running to become Kerala's chief minister in the 80s, but was unfortunately sabotaged by the male dominant leadership of Kerala CPIM because they just couldn't tolerate a woman becoming the chief minister. The other person, Balakrishna Pilla, started off as a Congress party leader. He then split the Congress party to form Kerala Congress and then again split Kerala Congress to form his own Kerala Congress B. After his death now, ownership of Kerala Congress B has now passed on to his son KB Ganesh Kumar. His most important contribution is that he is the first major politician in the history of Kerala to be convicted by Supreme Court in 2011 for corruption in the award of a contract for construction of Edamalayar hydroelectric power project. What's interesting is that the conviction was the result of a case filed in Supreme Court by former Chief Minister from CPIM, V.S. Achyutanandan. Like I said in my previous vlog, the current Kerala CPIM led by Pinarayi Vijayan seems determined to destroy even the little good that communist leaders have done in Kerala. To end this vlog, like everything they do, the leftists' concern about government spending money to build statues or memorials or some other way of wasting public money is covered in hypocrisy and double standards. They are fine as long as these are the statues of their favored politicians or projects which they favor, but all hell breaks loose if it is somebody who is not in agreement with their pathetic ideology. Just keep that in mind next time you hear these leftists crying a river about the waste of public money. That's all in this letter from the basement. If you like what you saw or listened, please share this with your family and friends. If there is any feedback, please feel free to leave a comment. Before you leave, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Till I see you again, stay safe, stay healthy. Namaste.